Mr. Puvan Balachandran, CEO of Unita International University, Deans and Directors of Faculties and Schools, Unita International University, distinguished guests, Unita corporate partners and industry partners, lecturers, staff, students, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to all of you. I would like to begin by extending a warm welcome to the panel speakers. I also wish to express my appreciation to all presenters and participants from various faculties, departments, and disciplines, both locally and internationally. In addition, I want to thank the Faculty of Education and Humanities of Unita for organizing Incoed2021, as well as for inviting me to deliver the keynote address. I am honored to be part of this milestone event. Ladies and gentlemen, this International Education Conference 2021 is held for the very first time by Unita. The mission of this conference is to gather professionals, industry practitioners, and policymakers from broad fields of education with the 22 conference tracks. We invite them here to come together to identify challenges, exchange opinions, and share what we have gathered here today to seek a path forward. Ladies and gentlemen, for the past 1 year and 8 months, we have plunged into a state of crisis, and the severity of this crisis is indicated by the extreme uncertainty as to how or when it will end. Evidently, the COVID-19 pandemic has both positive and negative implications, and there were several challenges faced with the educational context. One of the biggest implications is the loss of instructional time in physical school setting. In their first attempt to contain the spread of virus, many countries imposed a lockdown, and schools and our universities had to be closed for several months. Due to that, many schools have opted to alternative compensate to the loss of instructional time. Many countries use a variety of resources and several tools to support students' learning, including instructional packages, textbooks, worksheets, printout, radio education, educational television, and online instructional resources. Online platforms were the mediating tool during school closure. This ranged from educational content which students could explore and formalize learning programs conducted at their own pace, to real-time lessons led by the teachers using virtual meeting platforms. Technology enables teachers and students to access specialized materials in multiple formats in ways that can bridge time and space. Working alongside teachers, intelligent digital learning systems don't just teach students science, but can simultaneously observe how they study, the kind of tasks and thinking that interest them, and the kind of problems they would want to solve. The systems can then adapt the learning experience to suit the students' personal learning styles with great precision. This is even more important in the present context in which COVID-19 health crisis has pushed teachers to adapt very quickly, especially in countries where they lack the digital tools in learning for pedagogical and technical skills. Higher education institutions, on the contrary, have quickly replaced face-to-face lectures with online learning, though this process affected learning and examination as well as the safety and the legal status of international students in the host country. Perhaps most importantly, the crisis raises questions about the value offered by university education. It includes outreach, networking, social opportunities, and educational content. To remain relevant, universities reinvented their learning environments so that digitization expands and complements student-teacher and other relationships. To be part with a set of objectives, the Malaysian Education Blueprint 2015 to 2025 served as a yardstick. In 2013, the ministry began developing the Malaysian Education Blueprint, or the MEB. Over the course of 2 years, the ministries drew on multiple sources of input, from Malaysian and international education experts to leaders from Malaysian higher learning institutions and members of the public. The result is a blueprint that was developed by Malaysians for Malaysians, and that will equip Malaysia in the final leg of its journey towards becoming a high-income nation. In the blueprint, the Ministry of Education, Malaysia, is aspiring to create a higher education system that ranks among the world's leading education systems, and thus enabling Malaysia to compete in the global economy. The MEB builds on the system's achievement to date and propose major changes in the way the ministry and systems will operate to realize this goal. To spell out, the ministry's aspirations can be reflected by 5 pillars. Access is to increase the access to an enrollment of higher education. If Malaysia were to successfully improve tertiary enrollment rates from 36% currently to 53%, and higher education enrollment from 48 to 70%, this will bring Malaysia on par with the highest enrollment levels in ASEAN today. Quality. To cover 3 aspects: quality graduates, quality of institution, and quality of overall system. On quality of graduates, the ministry aspires to increase the current 75% graduate employability rate to more than 80% in 2025. Equity. To ensure that all Malaysians have opportunity to fulfill their potential regardless of background. Unity. Similarly, but there is no widely accepted method yet to measure unity. We should be committed in ensuring that enrollments in higher institutions reflect the mix of Malaysian ethnicities. The aim is to create an education system that provides students with shared values, shared experience, common aspiration by embracing diversity, efficiency, to maximize the return of investment in higher education, and to rise from 44th out of the 50 countries in U21 output ranking that covers research, enrollment, and employment to be in the top 25 by 2020. No matter what circumstances we are in, it is crucial for us to have an achievable mission at the end of the road. For UNITA, it is under the guidance of this blueprint, as well as our collaborative, adaptive, reflective, and entrepreneurial model, otherwise known as CARE, which guides us in shaping the minds of the next generation. Ladies and gentlemen, among the many things the COVID-19 pandemic has highlighted, it has brought the long-standing issue of balancing the technology with humanity. A large number of studies in the last year had looked at how teachers and educators reacted to the urgent shift from face-to-face to online teaching, and whether this transition has brought about positive changes in the implicit and explicit pedagogical models and strategies. Generally, this research has found that the design of learning environment must be flexible to meet the contextual learning conditions. It allows students to have a say in their learning process, to encourage sense of responsibility and awareness of teachers and students knowing how and why they do what they do, and adapting competence in the changing circumstances, and strategic decision making at macro, meso level, and micro level regarding curriculum and assessment designs. And this, ladies and gentlemen, relates directly to our Incoed theme, education beyond the new normal, balancing technology and humanity. It is about retaining or closely practicing humanity in our new normal of learning via technology. Despite using technology or online learning as a mere learning platform, we are looking at giving this learning mode a touch of humanity, because online learning apparently started as an alternative with no due dates. However, as of today, we have been using it for 18 months already. I think it's crucial for educators, as they play the roles of the ones who impart knowledge or facilitate the learning processes, to contend with the fact that technology has now taken over many roles and will continue to do so. With that in mind, it is my earnest hope that we can come together and give key lessons today, and that will practice tomorrow. I wish to thank the speakers, the panelists, and the attendants of Incoed 2021 again. I'm honored and humbled by your presence here today. I also wish to express my gratitude to all the parties who have worked tirelessly in ensuring that this virtual conference happens. Lastly, may we collaborate to reach ideas that we can adapt, lessons that we can reflect on, about, and goals that can inspire the current and next generations of scholars and entrepreneurs. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.